Out. Oops. Okay. I can see Darshan, so that means we are on.
सब हो गया माँ सब लाइव
हो
स्ट्रीम
गया. Correct,
रिकॉर्डिंग
correct,
ऑन
correct. I can see that. So wonderful. And now let me put myself and pinning myself on it. Okay, wonderful. All right, so a very happy Valentine's Day to all of you, and hello, hello, hello. And to everybody who has joined, who has found the time to join, a very warm welcome. Today we have a very fun session, today being Valentine's Day. We got this suggestion um, that we should do something about love. We always talk about love in terms of energy, but I said, chalo, थोड़ा उसको और पीटते हैं, है ना? Let's break down the concept of love a little bit more, energies of love a little bit more. So let's go with that. Let's begin the session. Let's see. Every day is love day. Ah, kya baat hai, says Darshan. Absolutely. Every day is love day. But what are we talking about when we say love? That's where the that's where the whole point is, right? So now I want you to put your thinking caps on and see what kind of programs do you have about love. I will give you some examples. Just say somebody says, oh, love hurts. Love hurts. Now this is the program. This is actually a, there are songs on this and everything, but it's all about love hurts. And then there is also a couple of other programs about love saying, oh, sorry, give me. Okay. So about love and the expectations in love, uh, whenever you fall in love, you will hurt yourself. And if you fall in love, you will go through heartbreak. If you fall in love, to dhokha milega, right? Like you will find people cheating on you. And so love is, something to be worried about, etc., etc. And yet, fall in love. People keep falling in love. So that is what it is. So how do we break this down in terms of energy? It's really quite fun. This whole chemical reaction that happens when we meet with someone and then suddenly sparks go off and we are completely like, oh my God, this fellow makes my heart beat faster. And this is the fellow for me. I want to spend, well, Americans want to spend one lifetime. Indians go 7 steps, 5. 7 lifetimes with this person only I want. Yeah. So we go into that space and then we get married, we do things, whatever. We go ahead, build a life together. And suddenly we find that all of that fancy stuff that we had seen in that person is no longer there. That person is no longer a part, even a part, a fraction of what we knew him to be. So, what is happening over here? What just happened? This fellow was completely different, and then now he's become completely different. What is the matter? Where did the love go? While you ponder upon some such programs, I give you a couple of minutes. Take your time to write down, to think about what programs you have about love. So let's hear it from some of you. Who wants to talk about what programs they have about love? Yeah. What did they think about love? And when they met with their partner or somebody that they chose with as a partner. So love is unconditional, says, okay, mothers say that the love is unconditional. Okay. We'll come to that part, right? When you say कि mother's love is unconditional, है ना
Till
बच्चों की
certain age.
ये देखो झट से कंडीशन आते हुए love is unconditional till the condition comes in. There you go. Yeah. All love is unconditional till the condition comes in. For those few seconds, for those few moments, the love is unconditional, and then a condition comes in. It's like till a certain age, that's already a condition. How can the love be unconditional if it already has a condition of age attached to it? So, anyways, yes. So that is what Darshan said. Anybody else wants to share about what ideas they have about love? In love, when you fall in love, when
Care.
yeah, love is divine, says Vishali. Okay, that's her idea of what love is all about. How about, प्यार करके पछताए? Yeah, those kind of ideas. Anybody has those kind of ideas? Yeah, okay. My program. True love is loyal. However, there is mostly the fickle variety around. Nobody truly loves another. They love only themselves. You almost seem to be blaming them for that. Like, ये fickle love है, तुम तो किसी को प्यार ही नहीं करते, कोई किसी को सच में तो प्यार ही नहीं करता. They love only themselves. My God, selfish people. बाकी सब fantasy होती है. So, your program is true love, that itself. That you think that love can be true and false. Yeah. The condition that is attached to love is it true? Is it false? Is it loyal? Is it not? Yeah. How amazing the condition. So, yes, of course, we've talked about unconditional love, and yet, each time when we look at love, at receiving love, we have so many inbuilt programs that we haven't looked at all. We haven't looked at. And so we just simply keep expecting more of the same. And there's really this amazing piece that I find mostly in, my comparison is from the US to India or something. In India, still there is a large number of people who connect love and sex together. Yeah. So that if there is love, only then there can be sex over there, right? We will come to the sex part also in this particular webinar. I always find that very interesting to tap into. People have so many programs about this word, this three-letter word, so many programs and so much judgment about this act. Yeah. When I've talked about this even earlier, Maslow is this, big guy in psychology who talked about needs. And in that, he put food and sex in the same bucket, that it is that important. And then what do we create for ourselves as we say, okay, so our sexual needs develop at a certain age, but then when we are in a certain construct of a society, then we also say to ourselves, no, these feelings are not allowed. It's not natural to have these feelings. Did those feelings develop naturally, or did this conditioning develop naturally? Well, the feelings develop naturally, but you have programs saying that this is not allowed. And then it is not allowed with another outside of my religion, outside of my caste, outside. This is now not love. This is simply a box full of expectations that you carry with you every single day. When we carry expectations, just a tiny look into energy, when we have expectations from ourselves and from another person in such a large large way, what can we expect to happen? We can expect for the expectations to break. And then what happens when the expectations break? A lot of hurt. A lot of hurt. So here it is. Love is loaded with expectations. People say, oh, this, so love can only culminate in marriage. Yeah. What is marriage? A piece of paper or uh, a large event with dinner for 500 people? You know, that's what marriage is. It's an event. That's what that wedding paper, that marriage paper is all about. That yes, there was an event where two people got together, had a big party, and that's that. Does that change anything before or after for those two people? Well, in one way, no. When you look at the energy space, does anything change just because now you are married? You have many actors in your life before that, and now one more has added on. One more has added on. You have expectations from your parents. My parents should love me because they're my parents, because that is the job of the parents. My siblings should love me because we are born in the same family. Yeah. Now I have somebody from an outside family, but I have a piece of paper saying this fellow is tied to me. So now he should love me. Is that where love comes from? From each of these conditions that I was born in your family. So no matter who I am, no matter what I am, you have to love me. You have no choice. It doesn't work from that space. Since we know so much about energy already, and we always talk about it simply a reflection of you, if in your energy there is no love for yourself and simply an expectation from another that they should love me, they should be loyally loving me, is that even possible? Because you royally haven't loved yourself yet. You haven't, but your expectation is no true love will be loyal to me, even if I'm not. I'm never going to be loyal to myself when it comes to love, but you have to be loyal to me if you truly love me. True love is for them already in the role that they are playing. It is out of true love that they are giving back all of your frequencies back at you. It's true love that they have agreed first to hold the role of this whole loved one. And that is even, I was talking about that and then I cut it off just to simply get some of your programs in. It's such a beautiful space. Why did I suddenly feel my heartbeat go up? Why did this fellow feel like the rightest person to be able to spend a life with? Why did I feel that? Because a stage is always being set, a story is always coming up. If you have to experience, mind you, if you have to experience hurt, you will not experience hurt from, I don't know, the auto rickshaw wala. You might, but not so much. Yeah, he might be very rude to you and you might be hurt for a few moments, but that is not where you get to experience real hurt. To experience real hurt, what needs to be there? What needs to be there is an expectation that somebody has to love you. When that expectation of love breaks, that is where you experience the hurt within. So then what needs to happen? What needs to be outside story all about? An outside story needs to be about a piece of paper or a family binding that no, these people have to be on my side because of this piece of paper. But what is your energy emitting out? That is what your energy is going to receive. Is your finger at your energy in those ways? Absolutely not. Your expectation from A point or B point, whatever it needs to be, it has to be because they married me for love. No, they married me for the drama of love. The drama of love, so that then if there is a lot of hurt in your energy, they can help you experience that. So that if there is a lot of love in your energy, they can help you experience that. They are going to help you experience your own energy field. They have their own energy, and you say, I do so much for someone for love. This is another piece that we always kind of think about, that in love, you will do for others. If you love someone, you will do for them unconditionally. Doesn't work like that. If you love someone, that is your expectation, what they should do for you and what you should do for them. Whatever you do for them, whatever you do for them is actually simply a play of their energy. You're really not doing much. Just as they are playing a role for you, you are playing a role for them. Let's see who wants to talk. Leela wants to talk. Okay, muting Leela. Okay. Let's read some more. If it is not reciprocated, it ain't love. My program. And Payal says, yeah, I do, but I don't know what she's saying. I do too. I do is normally said in the church, right? So, anyways, if there is no sex in love life, it's a sad situation. My program. Yeah, truly. Forget in love life, if there is no sex, it's a sad situation. As I was talking about Maslow, and he put it pretty much in the same bucket as wanting food and shelter and love and sex. So that is what the basic need is of a human. And then the humans condition themselves, only the humans, they use their mind and use this concept of sex to create so many judgments about this act, which probably lasts a few minutes, but they create so many judgments about it. Why? Why are these programs created? So as to experience the mind frequency, the separation, the judgments towards the self, and judgments towards another. Whatever your programs be about love, about sex for yourself and for another, you're going to be experiencing that love or that hate through yourself and through those around you, those outside of you as well. Everyone simply your mirror, remember. So when we begin to look at love in terms of energy, what is it that we actually begin to recognize? It is simply a frequency, but more than that, whatever you hold, irrespective of what frequency you hold, only more of the same is created in your life. So, such a beautiful experience that I'm having since morning, that I'm being wished the Valentine's Day as the mother, as the mother. What a beautiful experience to be holding that space, that everybody is coming and saying that they are so grateful to me and wishing me happy Valentine's Day. Yeah, that is the whole part about love. It cannot be put into buckets. This is a bucket for love with the lover, and this is a bucket for love with the child. Love is. Love is. And you only begin to recognize that when you begin to break your conditions that you have put on love. The conditions. This one needs to be love me for this reason, and that one needs to love me for that reason. The minute there is a reason underneath you asking for love, you were so good before and now you're not, but you need to love me exactly the same way. They were good. They created the stage so that An entire association could happen. And through the association, now, what are you going to experience? Fortunately, only your own energy field. Why do I say fortunately only your own energy field? Because if I know this is my energy field, I have the liberty, I have the freedom, I have the choice to change it. If all of love is only about seeking, then I will keep roaming around here and there seeking and never being able to find it, or sometimes being able to find it on the outside and then being clingy about it. I found it. I hope I don't lose it. Sometimes when mothers are looking desperately to become a parent, they want to become, I'm saying mothers are desperately looking to become a parent. Yeah. Okay. Women are desperately looking to become a mother, to become a parent. How much they are craving and seeking a child that actually exists outside of that, exists outside. But what is it that they're really truly seeking? They're seeking for that person, that actor to come in, and so that they can have this equation of unconditional love with that child. Is that child actually having an unconditional equation with you or with themselves? They have an unconditional love equation with themselves for a certain while. And in that meanwhile, they receive love because their love towards themselves is unconditional. But if they've come up already with very strong programs of condition, with very many judgments about themselves, that even at day one of their life, even at day zero, they might not receive that unconditional love, which normally comes with having a connection straight to your energy. But if the energy field is all about not loving yourself, then that love will not be received by them even from get go. It's all about the energy field. And then they are like, but what did we do? We were so innocent. Innocent, yes. Without energy field, no. Energy field that is continued and continued over centuries and has created experiences for you and is continuing to create your experiences even today. Every moment of receiving love, your energy field. Every moment of transmitting love, your energy field. And so, when we look at all of these conditions around love, only when we begin to understand there is no other, only when we begin to understand and implement that line in our lives. As Ruchi said, oh, everybody only loves themselves. Only when we have begun to understand that that is the creation point of love, to only love yourself because there exists no other. So all of this flimsy kind of love exists around you because the love that you give to yourself, oh, so flimsy, so conditional. And so again and again, only bringing the finger within to a state of experiencing your own awesomeness. The awesomeness that doesn't depend on what your body, what this costume did today, but to be able to understand that you are not just this costume, and your source, your true power is love. When Mani started this journey for me, at one point in time, he gave me 2 or 3 things, and one of them was on this path. He said, Kathin raste piche chhoot gaye. So whenever I would sit in any problem and say, oh my God, how do I deal with this problem? The first line he would remind me is, the difficult path is now behind. The path in front is ease and grace. And the second line that he said to me was, the answer. The answer is always love. If you can remember that the answer is always love, you will go roam around everywhere. You will roam into every frequency. But if you can remember that the answer is always, when you're looking for answer, what do I do about this? What do I do about that? If you bring your center back within to love, you will find the answer from that frequency to whatever issue it is that you are looking for. But what was this love? The answer is always love. But what was this love? This love was the love towards yourself, the unconditional love towards yourself. If you can't understand how to give unconditional love to yourself, look at an example we have in the outside, the example of Radha Krishna. Yeah, that's two people. That's not a single person. That's two people, Radha and Krishna. But the more we begin to understand them, the more we begin to look at their love story. Was it with expectations? Did Radha expect this much younger Krishna to do something for her? To be with her only, to not go out anywhere, to constantly come back home at 7 in the evening, and to spend life with her alone. Did that expectation exist? No. Radha was love. When Krishna was dancing with all the gopis, yeah, what was he experiencing for each of them? You might say love, I say nothing that is outside, not for each of them, but he was just simply being love himself. He was just being love. And then he didn't have to give it to anybody. Being already made everyone else receive it. There is no other. So if you are love, if you can experience that love for yourself, it will automatically go to another. So, every which way, when you look at love, the expression first has to be towards yourself. Waking up in the morning and allowing yourself to be in love with who you are. What do we do when we wake up in the mornings? We mostly have no time to acknowledge our own presence, our own love. We are too busy. Oh, I'm responsible for this. Love comes with responsibility. Another huge program. That if I love someone and if they are my children and I love them, I have to show it to them by taking responsibility for them. Yeah. Now, what is responsibility all about? Responsibility is you belong to me. I need to take care of you. So you do a few things to take care of them. And what does it build up in you? Straight answer, expectations. That's it. Expectations. I have done this for my children. I looked after them till they were in college. I fed them, I clothed them, I taught them how to speak, I taught them how to walk. And therefore, my expectation of what they should give back to me. They should give back to me utmost respect. At least respect to kare. They should be grateful for what I'm doing for them. Thank you to bole. Every now and then they just come to me with demands. But where are the thank yous? They don't say that. They don't say, I do so much for them. They never express their love to me. Expectation, expectation, expectation. Why is all of this happening? Why are the children not respecting you? Why are the children not showing, expressing their love to you? Back to the same thing. You forgot. You forgot to give love to yourself. The whole answer of where you will receive love from, what kind of love you should receive from people, filled with expectations. And then we also have boundaries on love. This fellow cannot express that kind of love to me. This is not allowed. This is beyond social boundaries. And then some such 20 fellows will come and express only that kind of love to you, the creepy kind of love. And then you are like, oh my God, this one is such a creep, that one is such a lech, that one. We have adjectives for everyone describing the kind of love that they feel. This one is lusting after me, etc., etc. Why are these people coming to you so much? They are coming to show you your own judgments towards the various kinds of love. Love is without boundaries, but the minute you begin to understand that, and the minute you drop your judgments about the different kinds of love and what qualifies as love and what doesn't qualify as love. You drop your judgment. You be ready to receive whatever kind of love there is. You be ready to receive. Do you really have to go out and have sex with everyone just because you're ready to receive whatever that kind of love is? You will actually find that this thought itself, my God, do I have to have sex with everyone? This thought itself is coming from fear of that kind of love. When you actually sit in that kind of love, you will find that those kind of people are no longer appearing on your horizon. They are here to show you your boundaries and your limits. But when you break those boundaries and those limits, those people are nowhere to be seen. Why? Because your energy, which understands and expands on love, is no longer attracting those kinds of limited manifestations of your judgments. Manifested limitations of your judgments. That's not love. That in your mind is something else, filled with conditions. So somebody will continue to show you your conditions till you are able to experience the expanded form of love. Love towards everyone doesn't mean that you have to go out and physically show the love to anyone. The love is only for the self. There is no one on the outside. But when I want to express love towards somebody who hasn't done well for me, hasn't done good things for me, I do not like what they are doing. Where do I have to go to find that love? I have to be in oneness with them. Where do I go and find that kind of love? That love comes from the acceptance that whatever they are showing to you, you already are. The acceptance of that as being a part of you. That is acceptance of your parts, the ones that you judge to be not so good. You don't like the lecherous you. You don't like the creepy you. Fine then, ask in the universe. Has there ever been a time when I have been, or somebody else has perceived me as creepy? Somebody else would have perceived you as creepy just as you are perceiving somebody else's love to be creepy. Have you behaved like that, like a fan, you know, going crossing over the boundaries? Some examples might come, but even if they don't, you will be able to see that, yeah, you pretty much bordered on those areas quite a few times. And then you begin to accept that, yes, whatever they are showing to you is not to be rejected. You are that too. You are that too. And your boundaries of love break a little bit more. And those people, their roles finish. Their roles finish. They no longer have to come and be that kind of lover to you. So, anyways, that was my thing about love. Let's move towards sex. What programs shall we discuss about sex? Oh my God. Hundreds and hundreds of limiting programs, of judging programs. It should be this way, it should be that way. Again, as I said, when you begin to look into your programs of sex and say, what all have I put into this? You will find you've put largely despise, hate, judgment, a lot of it, into this act, into this act. It can be this way, cannot be this way, can be with this person, cannot be with this person. Two same-sex people are not allowed. Where do you sit on this? Where do you sit on judgments? These are all your judgments, not so much about sex, but about love itself. If you've put it into boundaries of, I will only go out and marry. Firstly, this institution of marriage itself, I keep breaking it for all of you because a piece of paper serves no purpose except to create expectations. Should you get married? Sure, go ahead, have the party, enjoy yourself. Keep a lookout on your expectations because people do not love you as per your expectations, they love you as per your energy field. Simple as that. They love you as per your energy field. Your energy field. Not what you do for them. What you do for them is as per their energy field. Do you understand that? You are a mirror to them just as they are a mirror to you. So, with respect to sex, the one thing that money showed to me, that we look for this completion. We look for this completion from the outside. We look for this completion from the outside at all times. Okay, when I get married, this person will be mine to have sex with, to be going out with. He will do all the needful, or she will do the needful for me. Again, expectations. But what happens when those expectations are sometimes not met? Lack, lack of love, lack of, an important aspect of your life, which is satisfying, right? So lack of that part too. So then how do we deal with that? And Mani said to me, why are you looking outside to fulfill that part? And of course, the one thing that he was pointing out to was masturbation. And he said, why are you looking outside for somebody to fulfill you? When all that you need to do you look outside constantly if the plate is in front of you? Do you look outside? Somebody has got to come in and feed me every day. No, you don't. You're hungry, you satisfy yourself. Then, if you're hungry, you satisfy yourself, even in this case of hunger. And I said, no, that's really, I mean, we don't look at masturbation so kindly. It's something that we do behind closed doors. He says, yeah, judgments. You've created judgments so that you can experience lack. This entire judgment has been created for you to experience lack. And when you are no longer looking from the outside, even today, if you do masturbate, it is still hoping and praying that somebody one day on the outside will come and fulfill this task for you. The energetic part of it would actually be to release that lack first, to release the lack. And then, if an action is needed, do it. But not from the frequency of lack that, oh, you don't have someone, other people have someone, and therefore I have to do this. No, do it from the place of loving yourself. Loving yourself. Because that is, again, so it was so beautiful how money literally pushed me into that. One day there was, and I've talked about this many a times, one day there was this one girl who came on the group and said, I'm getting guidance that everybody needs to chant the word Om. We all understand Om. It's an amazing frequency, the vibration of the earth itself. And so I immediately listened to her and I said, okay, so I went to bed early and I'm sitting in the bed and I'm meditating and I am chanting Om. So I was chanting it and it was a beautiful, beautiful feeling to be just in that silence, just to be chanting Om. Suddenly, in the middle of that, Mani speaks to me and he says, okay, now masturbate to the chant of Om. To say the least, I was horrified. Those were early days for me. I had many, many judgments about the word masturbation. So immediately, held my heart and I was like, but that is such a unclean act. And then Om is like such a amazing frequency and it's the highest sound and it's this vibration which is so amazing. And then now you're telling me to do this to that chant, why would I do that? And so Mani was so beautiful because Mani said, one takes you to that trance, to that bliss in the energy space. and the other takes you to that bliss in the body space. Where are the two different? Where are the two different? And it was such an eye opener for me to say that one moment that we look forward to the orgasm, the one moment that we look forward to, but we leave it to somebody else. But it's a moment of bliss for whom? For us. Why are we not bringing it to ourselves? It's easy. At times, when you're again, I go back to that. When you're feeling the need for an outside person to fulfill that need for you, this would be a place of not feeling complete yourself. Not only is it just lack of a person, of a lover on the outside, it is lack of love for the self too. So it is lack, but it is also lacking love. And when you express your love to yourself, it's just that, it's love. When you're able to look at it from this aspect, from this part, then it no longer holds all of those judgments. It doesn't hold all of those connotations that you have been conditioned to. When you look around into the animal kingdom, it's everywhere, not being assigned to one, not being assigned to a certain age. It's a natural instinct, and that instinct is being followed. And then there are some species which will have a partner, a steady partner, or whatever, and that's their program. That's their program also to experience, hurt, to experience expectations. So, any of us who are into that program, today, at least today, be mindful of what all judgments you have created for yourself, keeping yourself away from a bliss, from a place of bliss. Why are you keeping yourself away from that place of bliss? Look into that, look at the judgments, and release. And then, if you feel like getting into the action, do it, but from the place of love. If you don't feel like, it's okay, it's just body. Sometimes we feel like fasting, and sometimes we don't. As a matter of fact, every time these days I fall unwell, and again, for the month and a half, I'm in that space. I woke up today very, very unwell again. And I said, Maniji, tomorrow is Shivratri. I need to dance for 4 hours. Can you just get me back on track? And Mani said, yeah, okay, stop eating. I did this last week, didn't eat for 3 days, didn't drink water for 3 days, came back perfectly fine. And then, somewhere here and there, go to restaurants, eat some food, vagara, vagara. So that happened. And Mani said, okay, you want to go back to that space? Just stop eating so that your body can straight away receive energy that is coming to you from the energy space. So why is this example being taken over here? Sometimes we fast, sometimes we eat, we have different experiences. And so looking at that with sex as well, then you will ask, what about having multiple partners? Or one partner, or multiple partners, or whatever. Look at what that experience creates in you. Firstly, it will create a lot of thrill. A lot of thrill. We like adrenaline pumping in our bodies, and so it'll create a lot of thrill, a lot of joy, a lot of excitement. It will. Fine, wonderful. And then what happens after some time? After some time, one person, second person, another person, another person, what do they start to give to you? What do they start to bring to you? Anxiety, worry, fear. These are the frequencies. Now you have to decide whether to be with this one or that one. What does that bring to you? Energies of doubt and confusion. All of these frequencies through yet another actor that has walked in as the outsider, as the third party. Yeah. What does it say to you about your own energy field? And what do you need to do? One thing and one thing alone. Recognize your energies and release. And what will happen? All of these areas of confusion, they'll dissolve. The answer will come to you automatically from the space of masti. The answer will come to you when the energy is no longer in that space of guilt or wanting to create. A stage is being set. Remember, as we started with why do we feel so much of excitement when we fall in love? A stage is being set, and then the actors will bring to you whatever your energy field holds. So even in this, another actor walks in through, and again the stage is set for all of this thrill. Just mind you, look into all of the energies that are going to be created through this. Just walk into the future, be able to see, and you will see all your energies that are calling out for this experience. I can assure you, all of those energies are all about worry, fear, mind frequencies of separation at play. Outside, how many people will you love if you haven't loved yourself before? Before doing anything, have you fallen in love with yourself? If the answer to that is yes, all of these outside frequencies of confusion, lack, worry, doubt will actually not appear only. They will not appear. Those things will not excite you, they will not appear for you. Life will be easy, filled with ease and grace. That's how it is. However, if you are in one of those frequencies, if you are in one of those spaces, already if something is at play, take a look. At any point in time, you can release your frequencies. At any point in time, you can change your frequency to be that of masti. And when the masti frequency is there, whatever answer comes, move with it. It moves you towards more masti. That's how it is. Be in guidance, be there. But amongst all of this, I would say, towards these concepts of love, towards these concepts of sex, release your judgments. That's where love mostly sits in conditionality. So I urge you to make love more unconditional. Be more in that space. For whom? For yourself. Okay. So let's have a look at any of the chats. Oh, chat is empty. Does anybody want to chat a little bit about, or anybody has any questions? Ready to listen. Darshan Desai raises his hand. Yes, Darshan.
Ma, recently it took me time to understand very nicely you said about I am love. So
Yeah.
when that is understood and that giving taking drama closes, then do we need to love ourselves? Because I am already loved, then do I need to love myself or
The need is with the body. You're
okay.
already love, and love will get expressed. So you're already love. Is it being expressed to others because you're love? Yeah, it's happening. So if it's happening to others, it might even happen to yourself. Where is this stopping? Do I need? That's why I said, firstly, look at the lack. The need that you're talking about is the lack that we spoke. That if you feel the need, firstly, look into the need itself. From that space, firstly, release the lack. Even should I do this? Should I not? This is not about should and should not. This is natural. You're already love. You still feed the body. You feed the body some food. You feed the body something else. You also feed the body sex. It's we take too much. We make too much out of this world. When the first time I did a session on sex, it was funny because actually just after that experience, just after Mani told me to the sound of Om, you do the masturbation. Then in those days I used to have uh, physical workshops, yeah, of couple days, 2 days or 3 days workshops. And in that particular workshop, I remember there was like mostly there would be like 10 women, 15 women, 4 men, something like that. But in that particular workshop, there were more men than women. And I always, whenever I sit for any of these workshops, I don't have a written script. I'm like, okay, Maniji, whatever you want to speak. So in the middle of a conversation about something, I think it was surrender we talked about. And then suddenly Mani says, okay, now you tell them about this experience of masturbation. I saw. So I looked around in the room at these 10 men. They were all meeting me for the first time. And then there were some 3, 4 women also around. And for a minute, the mind came at play, saying, this is a spiritual workshop. What will they think, etc., etc. And then I said, why am I taking over what comes out of my mouth? And so I said, okay, I release. And then I went ahead and I spoke about this topic, about the topic of masturbation, about the topic of sex. I spoke. Whatever Mani wanted to say, he said. After the workshop was over, these women walked up to me and they said, you spoke about this topic, but there was such a, we've normally never even discussed this word within friends. But when you spoke, there was so much divinity in your face was glowing. There was so much of divine expression. And I said, yeah, only because I had a moment of judgment and I could move past the judgment. When you drop the judgment, what remains? Just that only. Every experience is divine. And so, do we need or do we not need? We experience divinity in so many ways. This is just one of them. Doesn't have to be, but if it is, okay. Today that is the experience. Okay. Tomorrow Rasgulla is the experience. Okay. Does it have to be Rasgulla only every day? No. It's just an experience. It's just an experience. Yeah. So not taking it as anything more or anything less. Just taking it as an experience. And it finishes, right? Like your food finishes in 5 minutes. This too finishes in 5 minutes, just an experience. But then now you have expectations from it, from the before of it, from the after. I had sex with this person for 5 times. I should propose to her. I should marry her now. Yeah. What is coming into play with this line? Guilt. That's where we sit. So we have so many conditions, so many programs associated with sex, which give us so many emotions. So simply look at sex as an actor. That word is an actor. And now you've got to look not at the actor, but at the emotions that it creates in you and release those judgments. That's the point being made on this fancy Valentine's Day. Yeah. Okay. Wonderful. All right. Let's see. We got some long. Okay. In few relationships, example, the gut will be doubtful about his girl. Is this means that the girl has doubtful energy or some other energy could be? The guy. Okay, sorry. I think you typed gut and I was, okay. Okay, the guy. The guy will be doubtful about his girl. Does this mean that the girl has doubtful energy? No, the guy has doubtful energy. The one who is experiencing the doubt, the one who is experiencing the mistrust. This is so beautiful that if you are sitting with mistrust in your frequency, mistrust is part of your energy field, then what kind of girlfriends will always appear in your universe? The ones who cannot be trusted, because that's your energy field only inviting these kind of people into their universe. The person who comes to you is as per your energy. Their energy could be anything, but what role will they play for you is as per your energy field. So if you are constantly doubting, mistrusting, oh, she's cheating on me, she's doing this on me, he's cheating on me, you're trying to keep a finger on them. Not just that, you're trying to like make sure that they are not cheating you. You're trying to check on their phones, you're trying to check on their calendar, you're trying to check where they are. You're trying to do all of that from which frequency? mistrust frequency. So, fine, you find out that they are cheating you, and you let them go, and you cry a lot and everything, and in comes the next girlfriend. Is it going to be much different? Unless you change your energies, the repeat pattern from the same energy field. So, what do you have to go with? You have to then go with trusting frequencies. And now you'll tell me, what is wrong with you? People are already cheating me and I should start trusting them. Array, the people are cheating you from your mistrust frequency. Put the finger back within to say, which frequency am I experiencing again through this person? If it's again mistrust, please understand your frequency is still very much at play. You're still very much in that same energy field. So, what is the answer? The answer is to start begin to shift your energy and move that finger out from that person. Move the finger out from the girl has doubtful energy. The girl must be lying. The girl must be doing that. Outside, no one exists, especially they don't exist because all your experiences are created by your energy. That's the simple answer. Yeah. The girl can have any energy. What am I feeling when I look at my girlfriend? I'm feeling she cheats me. Okay, then whose energy of mistrust is it? Yours. Or rather, in this case, because that was my question, then mine. So that's how we are here on. All right. Now let's have like 10 quick minutes, a quickie. Oh, that's fun. A quickie meditation on Valentine's Day. Considering the word that was um, at play over here was sex, yeah, let's have a quickie. So fun, Maniji. Hilarious. Okay. Take a deep breath in and release. I take energy from Meenal. I am Meenal. And now, one question where you apply your mind to while sitting in the energy of Meenal. Is there any judgment about myself that comes up right now? Right now, a judgment that comes up that wants to be dropped. A judgment that has so far not been seen by me, or maybe I have seen it a few times, but really not been able to release it, a judgment of the self. Is there anything, small, big, could be anything, something that embarrasses you, something that puts you a little bit into shame frequency, something that takes you away from yourself, from loving yourself, something that makes you hate yourself. Any program comes to mind, any thought comes to mind, simply be aware of that thought. We discussed a few of them about love, but right now, if something that you don't like about yourself stops you from loving yourself, let's look into that. And in this moment, with full awareness, it's just a non serving program that I carry. I release this non serving thought today. Full awareness to that thought, whatever that thought might be, the one that keeps you from loving yourself. That thought in full awareness, I release today. It could be something about the body, your body that you don't like, something that makes you feel inferior in front of others. Could be any outside condition that stops you from loving yourself. Full awareness in this moment, this very moment, is when I am crashing crashing this non-serving program, releasing this non-serving program. It has not served me, but today I can see it as just a thought. It's just one thought. I can choose another. And so I choose another. And the thought that I choose is simple. I am awesome. I am awesome. I am bloody awesome. I am so awesome. My awesomeness amazes me. So crazy awesome. I am. Feel the lightness of this awesomeness. Feel it in you. How would life be if you understand and know of your awesomeness at all times? How crazy, how easy, how beautiful, how loving to yourself this life would be if you just knew how awesome you are. And in this moment, this is the moment that you know that. Fully, beautifully, crazily, amazingly awesome. I am. I accept my awesomeness. I know I will play many roles to many people. And in playing those roles, I am so awesome. Each role I play to perfection, the role of a hero, the role of a villain, the role of a side actor, I play them to perfection. I am so awesome. In your closed eyes, see yourself standing tall, chest filled with pride, feeling so tall, so beautiful, so amazing, so powerful in this love, the love that is you, the love that belongs to you at all times. Feel the power in your chest. And with that, go out and enjoy your Valentine's Day. Om Mani, Om Mani, Om Mani. All right, everyone. Wonderful to be with all of you today. Thank you so much. And lots of love to everyone. Bye, all.